Hi everyone. Today our group will talk about argumentative essay, and here is our topic title: How does women's servicing in military affect their identity? Now let me start. One cannot deny the existence of common division of professions to masculine and feminine. Historically, women were considered as a weaker gender, and as a result, the jobs which require physical strength were primarily taken by males. However, nowadays there's a tendency to alter these stereotypes as women do their utmost to be regarded on the same level as men. The promotion of the idea of gender equality entails the appointment of more females to the positions that were previously deemed as purely masculine. In light of recent developments, there are intense debates about women servicing in the military. Some people who agree with the concept of the division of professions think that women in the military are an inappropriate or bad idea, while the ones who promote the idea of gender equality consider that women should have military service. Let me say the example. For instance, some developed countries of the world, like Israel and the United States of America, adopted the practice of involving women in military service. Israel has a more serious approach towards this issue, and women have an obligation to serve in the military, as the military service is the compulsory for both men and women. Then the question arises that how the military service impacts the identity of female. Even though military service helps women to acquire certain needed skills, and it has a negative effect on their psychology and deprive them of their femininity, which distinguish from males. Now, my dear group mate, Seljan will continue, and approximately I talk 2 minutes 30 seconds. Yeah, that's enough. I think so. Now, Seljan, please continue.
Thank you, Taro. I want to talk about the first negative effect of the women serving in military that affect their identity. Exactly. One of the negative effects of military service on the identity of women is the way how it influences the psychology of women. One of them is about sexual assault and sexual harassment, and another is inappropriate sanitary conditions. According to them, so many women soldiers encounter sexual assault and sexual harassment while serving in the military. According to the official data in 2016, there were registered 6,172 cases of sexual assault in U.S. Army. It's mentioned that the real number is much more than it, because the fact that women are afraid of retaliation, it means revenge, prevents them from reporting about such cases. So, being an object of harassment or sexual assault undoubtedly leaves a negative imprint on women's psychology. Furthermore, inappropriate sanitary conditions, which are inevitable while carrying out military activities, can also negatively affect women's psychology. As to Moscow and Gens 2018, females are less resistant to inappropriate sanitary conditions in comparison with their male counterparts. The anti-sanitary conditions influence the state of women and make them feel like stressed and nervous. Thus, serving in the military can have a negative effect on psychology of women. That's why the best decision for women would be avoiding military service in order to keep them away from possible negative effects on their identity. Now, Orkan will talk about another negative effect.
Okay, mainly I will talk about aggressive and nervous behavior and becoming rough and harsh. Serving in military deprives women of their femininity. The military activities are always related to aggression and use of force, which are incompatible with the tenderness that is inherent to women. So, women who are involved in military service need to put aside their tenderness and become aggressive in order to carry out their duties duly. The time spent in the army shapes the character of a person, and women cannot avoid this effect. As a result, they can become rash, rough, and harsh, and acquire other features which are generally peculiar to men. Moreover, Levinska Cooper considers that women who had military service are more prone to dominant in personal and family relationships. The main reason is that the military service gives them all the characteristics such as severity, decisiveness, and steadfastness that they lacked to have a dominant position. Such women are able to insist on their souls and to act resolutely. So, if the character of their partner goes soft, they become the ones who take decisions in the couple. This, in turn, diverges from image of a woman that we are accustomed to. Thereby, it becomes ostensible that serving in military influences the identity of women in a way that the characteristics peculiar to them are rarely displayed. And Emir will continue.
My members talked about mainly about negative issues of military serving for women, but I will speak about the body paragraph of counter-argument, and finally I will speak about one aspect of final positive issue of military serving, and I will speak also about the issue. I will speak about negative about reputation that still can dominate over negative aspects. So, according to Lombardo 2018. Several skills that can be obtained through military serving for women can be helpful in their future career and in their future life, working in some other spheres. According to Lombard 2018, such skills as communication skills, such skills as character manipulation and stress releasing can be helpful in their future lives. By communication skills implies those skills that women can change, for example, with speaking with one person, for example, with one person she speaks in one way, with another person she speaks in another way. Those skills teach she studies in military service because in the military service regime offers women this position. So all of us know that military service regime is very strict and very hard, so that stress releasement, for example, in military service is much harder. Stress is much harder in military service than in real life. So after military service in real life, it will be very easy for women to undergo through this stress, because in military service stress is very hard, and not all people can deal with it. So according to Reininga 2015, there was an experiment made with 7 women that were engaged in this experiment, and the experiment consisted of the checking in terms of braveness of women, and the result was positive. So those women who served in military were much more brave than those who were not serving in military. But nevertheless, those skills that I mentioned about that can be obtained from the military, they can be obtained from the real life too. For example, working in one company, or so it doesn't matter if you serve in the military, so those skills can be obtained only from the military. So from real life, they can also be obtained without any hard regime or without any suffering.
Yes.
So to conclude this essay, we think that one positive issue is not enough to dominate over those negative issues that my partners mentioned about. So there is no doubt that military is completely can negatively affect women's life because because the women's identity, because I spoke about several issues, but still it's not enough to overcome those negative issues. And we think that the women's image that was given by nature and by God is distorted by military, and woman becomes like man, her character becomes harsher during military service, that can create new problems after the military service life, I mean out military life. So we think that military service can affect women's identity because of it. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much for your attention. And we hope we will
15%.
15, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.